Greetings, movie fans, and welcome to the latest episode of the Summer Movie Draft 2025. We'll be dealing with the movies that opened on the weekend of August 22nd, which were uh, Grand Prix of Europe, and that would be it. Uh, Mind you, there were tons of other movies that actually ended up opening, and as you listen to the top 10, you'll hear other movies that came out this week. But when it came to playing our game, those were the only movies that were involved were that movie. So in our
Yeah,
draft.
the
So yeah.
box office winner the past week wasn't even on our list with Sing
Nope.
Along K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So joining me for that voice that you just heard is Mitchell, who is the person in our draft that has possession of Grand Prix of Europe.
Hello, hello.
So, so before we start every single episode, we usually, before we get into every single episode, we usually talk about things that we've just recently seen. Mitch hasn't been on for like a week or two and all that sort of thing. So, you seen anything recently that you want to talk about there, Mitch?
I saw Freakier Friday on Wednesday. Or
Hmm.
regardless, I hadn't seen the first one. Well, I kind of got the concept of it, so it should be
Okay, okay.
fine. Um,
Unfortunately, I hate to admit it, but that probably would have been a better thing to see. I mean, a lot of the jokes would hit harder
yes,
when
I've been
you,
told.
if you have if you have the background information from the first movie. And the first movie is a very entertaining movie too.
Mhm.
I put these two as very, very good like comparisons and all that sort of thing. They're very well done. They're very well put together. They're very well acted. So yeah. So what other than that, what did you think of the movie?
Further evidence that Manny Jacinto is a treasure and he should be in more things as the fiance, and he got done dirty with the acolyte and the fan base, but he is incredible and he needs to be in more stuff.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I saw it with my partner, and she did not realize he isn't British in real life, that he's Filipino Canadian.
Yeah,
So he,
no,
yeah,
impressive friggin' like I mean I've known about him as well for a while and all that sort of thing, but I was
good
like,
place.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. But again, like that accent is like so wow.
There
Yeah.
The snob in me did catch a few moments of audio dubbing where you got the camera over the shoulder and you're like, audio sounds a little different. But the dance sequence where he's learning to dance for their first dance, I'm like, Manny, you can take me anytime. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that guy's
that
got
sold me.
moves. Yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah. Anything
Um,
else or
Otherwise, I've just been planning for TIFF.
there you
That's
go.
coming up in a couple
Oh,
weeks,
we're
so I've
getting
just
out.
been
Yeah, we're getting
researching
up to it.
movies.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I unfortunately have dropped off seeing movies in the theaters. I have been catching up on some movie related television. I have been enjoying Alien Earth on Disney Plus, which is, I mean, a lot more spectacular than it really should be. It is visually like early in it, they bring you back to the aesthetics of the 1979 Alien because that's when this movie takes place. This takes place like slightly before that in the timeline, right? So it pretty much the Nostromo is out there right now doing its surveying and all that sort of thing, right? So the crew is in cryosleep. They don't get the beacon to awaken and then go to the planet and get the alien, all that sort of thing. So this is another mission that is running at the same time that it's, but you see the inside of one of the ships and it looks almost like the inside of the Nostromo and all that sort of thing. And they have the cast sitting around a table sharing a meal and all that sort of thing as they express all their different archetypes in conversation and all that sort of thing. Oh, this person's this kind of person, this person, this kind of person, all that sort of thing. So it's actually the aesthetics are so pleasing to a fan of the good portions of this series and all that sort of thing.
I want to watch it because someone shared a meme of one of the stills from the show with I don't know, I haven't watched it yet, but one of the girls has a hairstyle just like Audrey Tautou in Amelie and calling it Space Amelie, and I just want to see it just on that meme,
I
even though I
haven't
know it's completely against what we're gonna get, but it sold me on it just on that one shot.
Yeah, I visually can see what you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, no, I guess Space Amelie. Yeah, that would be very yeah, that's hilarious. And the other movie related series is which actually is currently only just one episode, and that's Peacemaker.
Hmm.
Um, I I have a belief that the reason why Superman was so quickly pushed to home video and whatnot is because Superman runs right into the beginning of Peacemaker season two, and basically season two picks up pretty much like from Superman and all that sort of thing. It's all in the same universe. Um, we even have Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner. Spoiler alert: Hawkeye and Guy Gardner show up in the first episode and all that sort of thing. So yeah, so so again, John Cena is doing a fantastic job. The cast is doing a fantastic job, and we're just like 50 minutes into the first part of the story and all that sort of thing. And it looks so good. Hell of a lot more nudity than I was expecting from a James Gunn production, but there you got it. Yeah, you can do it on HBO. So yeah,
I've just seen the opening dance sequence for this season. I'm already
yeah,
trying to piece it apart because, like, the original season's dance sequence was the entire narrative of that season, and I'm
yeah,
like, okay, what does that move mean?
mm-hmm,
And yeah, I'm
yeah,
just overanalyzing as if I know anything
yeah.
about choreography and that kind of thing. Yeah, I know nothing.
Yeah, but again, so far it's looking pretty good. To begin the game off, the show off, we always talk about the domestic receipts for the previous weekend to give the top 10 to see how everyone is doing in their opening weekends. And domestically, obviously, is just the box office for the North American market. And so to begin with, the 10th place was Jurassic Park, which came in with $2.1 million. Opening this weekend is Honey Don't, a Focus Features dark comedy that opened with $2.9 million. Eighth place was The Naked Gun with also $2.9 million. Superman was in seventh place with $3.4 million. Nobody 2 is in sixth place with $3.7 million. Fifth place goes to The Bad Guys 2
Thank
with
you, thank you.
$5.1 million. Fourth place is the Fantastic Four First Steps with $5.9 million. Third place is Freakier Friday with $9.2 million. Weapons came in second place with $15.6 million. And as Mitch had mentioned, the Netflix movie was a number one, the K-pop Demon Hunters with $18 million for the domestic opening. Again, I don't believe that Netflix had at the beginning of the year thought to release this, but this has been actually on their server for a little while. Hasn't it? It's been on
No,
for at least a little while. I remember
like
hearing people talking about the music from it and all that sort of thing, how it's become a popular thing this summer and all that sort of thing. But and then Netflix decides, let's see, throw this into the theater because
yeah, like I know Maggie Kang, one of the directors. She's been working on the film for I think she said 7 or 8 years.
that sounds about
Um,
right.
she did an interview on Q with Tom Power for CPC
Hmm.
listeners,
Right,
and she was
right.
talking about how she worked with actual K-pop studios to write the songs because they wanted to feel authentic. But even she was surprised of how popular and how it caught on. They didn't think they'd be on top 10 playlists or anything
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. Yeah,
They thought,
yeah,
yeah, sure, people might know the songs, but now they opened this weekend with the sing-alongs, and it did insanely well.
yeah.
Um, the optimists want to believe that this will sway Netflix to start releasing more things in cinema, but a lot of people think this might be a one-off. This might be
True,
just a very
true. Yeah,
unique
yeah.
film that plays well to a group environment, a Rocky Horror environment,
True, true.
almost.
That's for sure. That's for sure. So to point out that this past weekend, the top 10 domestically at least, the grand total was $68.9 million, which is actually the lowest it's been for an opening weekend since actually March 21st weekend, which was actually $67.2 million. The previous weekend was 89 something million as well. So the numbers are going to start dropping off because of course we're hitting the end of summer. People are getting their last minute vacations in. Everyone's getting ready, geared up for school if they're not already in school. Like in some districts, they start in August and all that sort of thing. So the box office normally drops off in August, but the sudden drop down to like under $70 million for a weekend is like usually something that we hit in mid-September, but It's just an observation that we made and all that sort of thing. All right, so those numbers really don't mean anything in the greater game because our game is basically working with all the titles that got released between May and September of this year, 2025, and we had a poll of 46 titles between 6 players. They were all put into a randomizer, and as the movies came up randomly, that we would bid a certain amount of points to pull that into our cash to make that part of our own individual stables. Some of us spent a lot of money for a few. Some of us spent a few bit of money for a lot. The numbers are showing that it's totally random right now. So what we do is we deal with the top 200 right now, and we're just going to give the total box offices for the, again, worldwide current running totals for the titles. So out of the top 200 that have opened since the beginning of the year, the top movie that is part of our draft is Lilo and Stitch, which is in second place with $1,030,500,000. We then have fourth place is Jurassic World Rebirth with $844.1 million. How to Train Your Dragons is in fifth place with $626.8 million, which is, I believe, one of Mitch's early contenders.
I'm surprised they still got that one, to be honest.
And it also came in, I mean, listening back to episode one, yeah, it came at an early stage
Yeah.
where everyone was shooting for certain titles and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
People
yeah,
people were a little gun shy at the early parts, so I'm like, yeah, cool. I'll just try and sneak
yeah,
in a few.
yeah. Sixth place is Superman with $604.4 million. Seventh place is F1 the movie with $603.4 million. Eighth place is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning with $597.9 million. Ninth place is The Fantastic Four: First Steps with $490 million. 11th place is Thunderbolts with $382.4 million. 13th place is Final Destination Bloodlines, $287.1 million. 16th place is Weapons with $199.3 million. 17th place is Ilio with $150.6 million. 18th place is 28 Years Later with $150.4 million. 19th place is The Bad Guys 2 with $149.1 million. 22nd place, From the World of John Wick Ballerina, is $133.8 million. 24th place is Freakier Friday with $113.3 million. We have 25th place, Karate Kid Legends at $112.5 million. 26th place is Smurfs with $109.2 million. 31st place is The Naked Gun with $86.4 million. 32nd place is Materialists with $85.1 million. 36th place is I Know What You Did Last Summer with $63.8 million. 45th place is The Phoenician Scheme with $39.3 million. 46th place is Muthrigan 2.0 with $39 million. 54th place is Nobody 2 with $28 million. 101st place is Clown in a Cornfield with $10.7 million. 117th place is Sketch with $7.8 million. 119th place, Hurry Up Tomorrow with $7.7 million.
Any day now, any day it'll go up.
Any day. Exactly, exactly. Yeah. In 130th place is Dangerous Animals with $6.8 million. 153rd place is Shadow Force with $5.3 million. One of the oddest maneuvers in the whole entire list is now at 154th place is The Ritual with $5.3 million. In 175th place is Fight or Flight with $4.2 million. And opening this weekend, with being off the top 200 list, is Grand Prix of Europe, making $2.3 million. Now, the only reason that that has actually made is I will admit to making this mistake. Apparently, it did not get a domestic release this particular weekend. So this is only international. So depending on where you are in the world, would be how much money you get to this movie and all that sort of thing. And in last place, again, beyond the 200, is the movie that has not made any money in the past 4 weeks, and that's The Surfer, currently sitting at $2 million. Now, if you listen to the numbers again, obviously out of the top 200, Lilo and Stitch is the number two movies. For those of us interested, the number one movie is Nizan 2, which is an animated feature that was released in February of this year and had a huge um, international box office. And it is currently, because it is still making money, at $1,901,400,000. So it's an impressive thing. It just this past weekend got released for a dubbed version into the North American audiences. Unfortunately, it has not made a huge amount of box office to show any sort of thing. But again, it's still doing international numbers. It was at 899 million for a while, so it's like bumped over by another $2 million and all that sort of thing. And the other movie that everyone is interested in see, well, it's unfortunately no longer in theaters. Even I believe its secondary market is not picking up on this movie. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but that's Sinners. But impressively enough, it's still actually sitting at 12th place with a running total of $365.8 million, which I believe is the movie that everyone who's involved in this game is all like, yay, Sinners.
It's on streaming now, so at least
Exactly.
it
Yeah.
might not have impact on box office, but hopefully it will still gain popularity for Oscars, award shows,
Oh no,
etc.
I do not. Yeah, well, I would hope so. At even like on the technical level, this movie
Yeah.
should sweep up like awards and all that sort of thing. So yeah, um, even though the costumes were all from a Blade movie,
Yeah, but it
yeah,
is
but
creative
yeah.
repurposing of
Oh
costumes.
no, totally repurposing of costumes, yes. But a friggin' Blade movie that took place in the friggin' 40s, that would have been sweet.
Yeah, yeah,
Or at least a portion of a Blade movie that would have taken place in the 40s. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I
yeah.
highly doubt the whole thing would be set in the 40s, but at least a good
It would
portion
be
of
an
it would have been
origin
enough
story,
to,
maybe.
yeah, an origin story, or yeah, but enough for them to have a such a plethora of costumes to
Yeah.
lend out, sort of thing. All right, so as we take all the numbers together and pile them into our individual things, that's where we have our running totals for everybody. Now, in sixth place, who was sixth place last week, is myself. I currently have seven movies running in the game, and I am at $539.7 million. Dan, who was in fifth place last week and is again fifth place this week, he only has three numbers to his current running roster, and he is sitting at $609.4 million. Fourth place last week and fourth place this week is Candace, who currently has seven movies in the game right now at $733.6 million. In third last week, third again is Natasha, who currently only has three movies, which is actually her grand total of movies, and she is sitting at $1,642.9 million. Last week's second place and this week's second place again is Mitch, who now has eight movies running into the game, the highest one so far to have movies in the game, and he is sitting at $1,729.8 million. And if you're doing the math, that means the last person left in our game is again pulling in number one from last week and this week. It's Ahmed with still only five movies at $1,760.4 million. So again, Mitch still strong in second place. Ahmed is pull a little bit further away than usual. I mean, the past couple of weeks, it's been really close between second and third and all that sort of thing.
A good weekend.
You and Ahmed still have very strong movies to begin with, and I believe you have a few coming up. To speak of which, next week's movies, which are going to come out on the 29th of August, is The Toxic Avenger, which belongs to Daniel. And the movie Caught Stealing and The Roses are both Mitch's. There's a big, strong push for caught stealing. Almost every single movie I go to right now has got that part of the trailer, and I'm seeing the social media just because of the cast alone for the
Yeah.
roses starting to grow really strong. So,
For caught stealing, I'm a little worried of the Matt Smith curse, so hopefully it doesn't really apply this time. But we'll see. We'll see.
well, I mean, the great thing about it, like he looks like a proper punk, which is
Yeah,
fantastic. He looks fantastic in that.
yeah, he looks ad cover for the Sex Pistols or something like that,
Yeah,
which,
for sure. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But again, that's another one I'm looking forward to seeing as well and all that.
yeah, should be a fun
Okay.
time.
All right. So on that note, we're going to wrap up this particular episode. Thank you, Mitch, for joining me for this episode. Again, I believe I will be seeing you hopefully next week if we can work out a time and all that sort of thing. Because, like I said, you got two movies coming out this weekend. And like I said, hopefully get Dan in as well. So the three of us will be back for next week. So thank you, audience, for listening in on this game. We're having some fun, seeing a lot of movies. Do yourself a favor, go out to the theaters and see movies because it's one of the best places that you can experience the full encapsulation of the experience of going to see a movie is theater filled with people all there enjoying themselves as long as there's no friggin' chicken jockey and popcorn being thrown all over the place. So, all right, that being said, thank you, Mitch. Thank you, audience. I got nothing else to say, but I'll see you at the box office.
You've just been listening to the Summer Movie Draft 2025, a Planet Geek production. Be sure to download, subscribe, share, comment, and review. It most definitely helps us out. If you would like to buy us a coffee, be sure to go to ko-fi.com/planetgeekpod. Any and all donations will go to future improvements of Planet Geek Productions. You can follow Planet Geek Productions on our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Tumblr, or Letterboxd. Search for Planet Geek Productions. On X, former Twitter, Instagram, or Blue Sky, search for Planet Geek Pod. Or reach out to us via email at planetgeekpod@gmail.com. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and see you at the box office.
$160.4 million. Sorry, I moved cut and paste the wrong things into the wrong place. So unfortunately, Mitch, yes, you only made 171,729 to Ahmed's 1,660. So there you go. So I apologize about that. I'll fix it in post.